Hello, listeners, and welcome to episode number 15 of the Madhouse. I'm your host, Ultimus553, and joining me this week is...
I'm Steven.
And Bigdinoguy or Brennan. I'm back.
Hey, how you doing? We talked about this we mentioned it, the episode came out on the day that this movie came out, and Brennan just saw it. Captain America Civil War. Let's talk about it.
I haven't seen it yet, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll try not to...
I haven't had time, okay?
Well, try not to spoil too much for you.
Oh, okay, then, instead of doing the spoiler stuff, let's just do a quick...
Yeah.
Tom, you're trying to experiment with your reviewing stuff. Let's do a quick little review.
Yeah.
Does that sound good so we don't spoil it for him?
Yeah.
No spoilers, just
say... It's only been 3 weeks since it came out or something like that. It's not been too long.
I just saw this on Monday.
Yeah.
And oh my god, it's my favorite Marvel movie that's come out.
I'd say it is one of the best superhero movies of all time. According to the TV spots, which are little clips from the movies, it's like the narrator said one of the best superhero movies ever made or something like that. It's like, yeah, I can see why.
To be honest, I think I actually really liked this one.
Yeah.
It probably actually surpasses the Avengers for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Which I am extremely shocked about.
It definitely felt like an Avengers movie to me. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be on Cap's side of the story, but it definitely felt like an Avengers because it had so many cast members, so many.
I disagree with that. I thought that there was a terrific balance between the two.
Yeah.
I didn't feel leaning one way or another between Cap and Iron Man.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I didn't realize that this was a Captain America movie until when I'm thinking of the title. It didn't feel like a Captain America movie. It had a terrific balance between them. I mean, the main form of what was happening between them in the first place was because of stuff going on with Cap.
Yeah.
But that's about it. The rest of it was very well balanced. I mean, everything.
Yeah, I know.
All the way up until the final fight, which I don't want to spoil for Steve, but this was a terrific movie, and I'm very much interested in where they're going to be going from here.
Yeah.
They can go in so many other ways.
Obviously, Infinity War is next, but I mean, I think my favorite part of the movie, without spoiling it, is the moment we see the title Queen, and oh my god, everyone's like, yes, yes.
I was in a room full of just 9 people. It was a very small showing.
Yeah.
And when Spider-Man, no, wrong scene. When I saw Queens, I was like, oh my god. My favorite scene, and Steven, this is somewhat of a spoiler, but it's all over Facebook, so if you want to, plug your ears or do whatever. But yeah, would that work? I'll just motion like this when I'm ready for you to come back in. Okay. I don't want to spoil it.
I get you. Alright.
Okay. So, you know when Cap and that one lady that he used to have a thing for?
Oh, Sharon Carter.
When they kissed?
Yeah. That was perfect.
The entire room, after he had the whole kissing spot, he went back to Bucky and
Falcon.
Looking just...
Especially the scene where it's like, can you please move your seat up? And he's like, no. It's like, and he's like, just in the other shit, he's like, yeah, this is awesome. And then the drop, I was like, it's like,
oh my god, everyone was erupting with laughter and everything. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it really was. Okay. Steven, you're back.
Hey,
okay.
You're back. We just talked about my favorite scene in the whole movie, which actually, honestly, that scene stole the show for the rest of it. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. But the whole movie itself is just beautiful. Oh yeah, definitely.
I think I haven't been able to because time.
I mean, I liked Spider-Man, but I thought Ant-Man kind of brought more humor to the movie than Spider-Man. Because, like, the scenes with Ant-Man, and he's like, this is for you, Captain America. It's like, what?
Dude. Let's not spoil it. We already did the review part of it.
Yeah. But I noticed that. It was, like, more humorous than Spider-Man was, Batman.
But yeah, so basically, summary of it, it's amazing. Go see it, Steve. I mean, anyone else that's watching that hasn't seen it. I would see it again if I had the money.
Yeah.
I would see that again at heartbeat. It was very well done. Alright, anyway, next topic.
Well, since this is a comic book theme, and for last time we did it for episode 6, we did comic books, let's just kind of, like, we can talk about, we basically do a refresh of episode 6 again, but kind of go more depth, I guess, if you want, because comics, I mean, what they're doing with the comics, and they're trying to, like, adapt, like, you got, like, and they're talking about, like, doing a crossover between X-Men and Avengers. I can see that happening. And, like, there's... Yeah.
There was actually a comic series that they did. It was a short-lived one.
Oh, yeah?
I collected the first few, but I didn't have enough money to keep buying them.
Oh, yeah?
X-Men versus the Avengers.
Yeah.
That was just, oh my god, awesome. It was, so basically what happened was the X-Men, they had the Phoenix Force all infused into them, so they became like the supreme beings or whatever. It's been a few years since I've read it, but it was beautifully done.
Yeah.
So are you talking about the movies or the comics?
Well, it's kind of like a rumor that's probably never going to happen anytime soon, but it's for movies, like, what, like a what-if thing, like, what if they somehow got the rights to Fox and were able to do a movie in the far future that had the X-Men either teaming up against it with the Avengers or like a kind of like a Civil War thing where they're against each other. It's like, I mean, I don't know how that would work out, but if that happened, that would be pretty cool. Because there's also along the lines of verses we're talking about. I was thinking on Facebook where it's like, but it's like everyone's a Deadpool versus Wolverine fight. And it's like, this is what you see, and it's like, I think it's Ryan Reynolds like you know, shoulder to shoulder with Hugh Jackman, just like in a photo. It's like, oh, that's cool. And then you have the comic. It's like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I mean,
well, actually,
so yeah.
A couple things. One, after the partnership with Sony, to have Spider-Man in that, basically Civil War's a trial run with the whole partnership with Sony.
Yeah, it took forever.
They wanted to see how good it would work and see if the partnership would be a good thing. So after that, they're actually going to be doing another Spider-Man movie together.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
There's a lot of rumors that Iron Man would be in it.
And Captain America. There's a cameo here. That'd be pretty cool, though.
With that being said, though, Fox owns the right to all of the X-Men and Deadpool.
Yeah.
And after Deadpool had such a success,
it was really successful.
Wolverine, while a terrific franchise, I mean, like, he has his own, not his own franchise, but you know what I mean, like a sub thing.
He got like 2 movies out of that, or pretty much, yeah.
Wolverine is probably one of the most brutal characters in the comics. I mean, he has a persona of a kind of mix, and you can take him as the ruthless killer, or you can take him as like a guy like, oh my god, he has so much depth to him.
And because of that, they're confirming that yes, the next Wolverine 3, will be R-rated. I completely understand that because, like, the last one they had, the Wolverine, that was brutal. Like the beginning of the scene, you have like just an entire movie cuts and cuts. Like, I would not take my mom to see that because it was brutal. I mean, it's surprised they got a PG-13 rating, but like, yeah, I'm like PG-13 R rating for Wolverine confirmed. Like, yep, I saw that coming.
What movie was PG-13?
They're confirming that the final Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman will be R, and it actually will have Professor X in it. Patrick Stewart. He's gonna be in that.
What movie was he?
Wolverine 3.
What?
Wolverine 3.
Oh, okay.
The Wolverine.
Yeah, and I don't.
So
what I don't really understand is how. Why would they put Professor X in the Wolverine if it's supposed to be a standalone movie? Like, how are they associated with each other? That doesn't make sense.
Because he's an X-Men character.
I know, but still, like, you don't really see him like interact with Xavier at all. Like, hardly. I mean, in the spin-off.
You do.
And in this, I'm not talking about the spin-off, like where Wolverine features his own movie, not the main stuff.
So here's my thing with it. A couple things. One, the whole Wolverine and Deadpool teaming up idea that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That is actually possible to happen.
It could, yeah, because it's part of the same studio. So.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like there's plenty of memes or whatever going around, or like different ideas that Fox, I honestly think would be amazing if Fox would do.
Yeah.
That they could use Deadpool as a PG-13 character or R. But some people want to have him in the new Wolverine movie. Some people don't. But Professor X, I'm honestly, I mean, he may have just had a cameo in at the end of the Wolverine.
It was you're talking about that one, yeah. I'm thinking the other one,
but it doesn't really matter if it's a standalone or not. I mean, whether it's going to be a cameo or a full-on appearance or whatever. Still, I mean, any of the other characters can drop in basically any time. And
that's what's exciting me for tomorrow's X-Men Apocalypse. I'm not going to say that it comes out, but I'm going to when I first saw the trailer, or the second trailer for it, you have the line, how this happened, it's like, we had help, and then you have Claws that come up like, oh my gosh, cameo. Because he's always been in the X-Men movies, except Deadpool.
Well, he's actually supposed to have more than just a cameo in it.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Or at least that's what I've heard. I've heard it go any other way.
I mean, he wasn't even at the panel at San Diego Comic-Con when they had the panel for X-Men Apocalypse. He wasn't. He was like, I think he showed up for a little bit, said hello, and then went off the stage. Like, that's it. So.
Well, X-Men Apocalypse was supposed to have been his last movie. They had to convince him to do another one.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to be convinced. But so anyway, going on from there. Another topic. Sorry, I can't hear what they're typing.
Steven. Yes.
Another topic was Deadpool that we were talking about. Since it's in comic. Remember the line at the end, or I forget when it was, when Deadpool was like talking to Colossus, or talking to Colossus, and it was like, and tell Beast to stop shitting on my lawn. That one?
I think so.
So originally there was supposed to have been an ending, and I found out about this the other day. That there was originally supposed to have been an ending, or the actor who plays the Beast in like the new movies and stuff like that.
I think it was
he actually wanted to do a cameo where it had him in costume, and the actor was fine doing it. In costume, taking a dump on Deadpool.
Oh my gosh.
That was supposed to have happened.
Wow.
The only reason why it didn't was because of time. That was it.
Yeah.
But the actor who plays Beast wanted to do that, but they couldn't.
So, Stevie, what do you think about the X-Men stuff? We're talking about X-Men here. Steven! Hello?
What?
We're talking about X-Men. I think you should begin this conversation. This is the podcast. We need you to be on this conversation. It's helpful. It'll help to like your opinion.
For what?
X-Men. We're talking about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Right. I haven't seen Deadpool yet. My parents really want me to see it, though. They just watched it, and they're like, oh, that movie is awesome. You should see it. And,
well, if it's awesome, why can't you see it?
We have it on DVD. We have it on digital. My parents love it.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
What?
So, actually, for graduation, let's just say for a plan that I'm having for after graduation.
Yeah.
You're invited to, Tommy.
You.
We watch it.
Watch what?
Oh, that was fun.
Watch what?
Maybe. Depends on what the other people have. We'll have cards against
Watch
maybe.
Deadpool?
I'll explain later.
That'll be fun. Try it.
I haven't only seen it once, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that would.
Dude, I've seen him multiple times. My mom went out of town for, like, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Was it 2 weeks ago, Mom? When you went out of town? Oh, yeah. Anyway, she was out of town for a while, and what I wanted to do, because after I got on Voodoo, it's one of those movies where you don't want your mom to be at the house to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's so, you want it to be loud, you want it to be funny, you just want to be watching like, oh my god, laughing your ass off. I did that. I cranked up the volume one night and just, watched it in my room, and it was awesome. Just, oh my god. First time I've watched it since I got it on Voodoo.
Wow.
But that's one hell of a movie, man.
It really was good.
My parents loved it. They did.
But it's like you were talking about like you're talking about episode.
My dad loved it.
It's like you're talking about episode 6, where you were talking about the fact that you were in a theater with Deadpool people, where you're talking about having like 10-year-olds in the theater. It's like, what are you thinking? Why would you bring your 10-year-olds to this movie? It is not for kids.
Yeah, that's
good point.
Yeah, the movie is not a kids movie by any stretch.
I mean, if you can handle strong language, like we can, then great. But otherwise, it really is not.
Language is the only bad thing.
It's so I mean, it's also.
That movie, man.
Yes, it was.
Look at the cameo from Stan Lee. That alone is like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay then. Move along.
Yes. But for X-Men, this movie, Apocalypse, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, because you're finally getting Professor X becoming Professor X, because they had a little video of him, like, I think it was face mashing or whatever, that's the Facebook whatever thing is, the video calling thing. He was doing that with Patrick Stewart, talking about Professor X and the character while he was getting his head shaved for the role. I mean, I'm really looking forward to how, because in the comics, like I've read up on this about in the comics how Professor X loses his hair is like some like radiation thing or some kind of thing that causes him to lose his hair. Apparently, we're gonna get a like reason how Charles Xavier got his hair gone to lead up for X-Men 2000, because we see him with no hair, and then we see him in this movie with no hair. Well, at least in a 2-second scene. Because the door's open and he's in his chair with both him, and that's just awesome. So, yeah.
To be honest, when I first saw the trailers, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't really intrigue me as much as the others.
Yeah.
I love the X-Men movies. I really do.
Yeah.
I even enjoy X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Me too.
I mean, some parts of it I like, the rest of it is like, that's garbage. But some of it is like, I really enjoy.
Mm.
But this one, when I first saw the trailers, like, because honestly, they've kind of been hammering a lot of trailers for it.
Yeah, all the spots and everything.
It's kind of detracted me from it. And I was reading up, and I didn't really take a look at it very much at all. So I'm probably wrong, but I just read some like the captions and a few sentences and stuff like that. So I'm no expert on this. But I heard that some of the critics are not liking it as much.
Oh no.
That some people are saying like it's bad. I don't know for certain.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to read, but
I mean, one thing that I'm kind of like, I'm not so sure it was a good idea, because for X2 that came out in 2003, that had Nightcrawler with Alan, whatever his last name is, I can't remember. That had a version of Nightcrawler, and then so he was in that movie as this thief, going to the president's office or whatever, stealing things. And then in this movie, he's this younger mutant who looks completely different. I get that part because he's younger, but so he went from not being included in X-Men 1 to being recruited in X-Men 2, and then X-Men Apocalypse, which is the younger version of the X-Men. Now he's recruited. It's like, what? Where does it all fall into place? Like, how can he not come from being not recruited in the first movie to being there in the second movie to this movie suddenly being there? It's like, what? What do we miss?
They have that in so many other stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of other characters and a lot of other franchises and movies and all that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really mind it. I do think that they made him too young. But
yeah.
If you want to take a look at a character that's way too young, look at Spider-Man. So if you're going to use the argument with, hey, Nightcrawler's way too young, look at Spider-Man. Just seriously, just take a look at him. And that's in the new movie. That's like my one complaint about Civil War, I'll say, was they made him way too young.
Yeah, he definitely
I
felt
like the actor. I think he was good. He just wasn't old enough.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, there's another character from the X-Men movies that has the same kind of powers as Nightcrawler, and that's Azazel, the red guy from X-Men First Class. Yeah. Oh yeah, really? Oh yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what?
There was a character in X-Men First
Class.
Class.
The Red Devil dude from
yeah.
First Class?
Yeah. The guy who has similar powers as Nightcrawler.
No, he and the lady who can change form.
Mystique.
So with that, Mystique is actually really old.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. She doesn't look like it, but because of all of her powers and stuff like that, she doesn't really age the same way as other people and all that jazz. So she and Azazel had Nightcrawler. That's their son.
I didn't know that.
And
I get it because it's the colors, so.
Interest with
Beast?
She and
Beast? Yeah, in X-Men Days of Future Past, they have there's a deleted scene where they have this kind of like thing going on.
She and Wolverine actually did.
Oh wow.
They were together for a while, and this is before he lost all his memories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know about Beast. I don't know if they had anything in the comics, but the ones I know that I know that she had romantic interests in the comics, just in the comics. As far as I know, with Azazel and the Wolverine.
Yeah.
But
in the movie,
she and Wolverine were together for like a long time, but I don't know what happened.
Me and my brothers watched the Road Cut, which was unfortunate because I'll have to talk about that because that's ridiculous. There was a scene in the Road Cut where they had a scene between Mystique and Beast, and they had just had a little scene, and it started to get a little romantic. I guess some kissing was happening, and I guess that makes sense, but what? You don't really see that ever happening, at all. You don't ever think about this blue guy and this blue girl are suddenly going at it. I don't know what to say about that. It's weird.
Well, with the Road Cut, I haven't seen it myself. However, I have. I've heard of it. I want to see it. But,
I was not cool. I was like, why would you cut a whole character out of the theatrical release and then just release it as a new version on DVD Blu-ray? It's like you always see them, and you're like, we're not gonna give you the character in the movie under the back release.
Yeah,
really?
The actress who plays Rogue, I really like the actress.
Yeah.
She was terrific in all three of the X-Men films.
Yeah,
the original ones. I really liked her. I think that she played a perfect Rogue. But she was originally doing I forget, which movie you're talking about again?
For the Road Cut of X-Men Days of Future Past, there was a little scene where they had some kind of love thing going on. I don't know. I can't remember. It was really weird. I didn't really expect that to happen at all.
But yeah, she came in and filmed a lot of the scenes, which you see with the Road Cut.
Yeah.
But they cut her out. I forget, but they were doing a lot of editing with Days of Future Past for a while. But she came in, she filmed all her scenes. I have no idea what happened. You have
at the end of Days of Future Past, you have one little cameo from her. That's it. It's what? Really? She was at Comic-Con panel saying she's back, Rogue's back. She's, why would you do that? I'm tired of when they do that. It's you have all that whole standing at Comic-Con panel. It's all these characters they sit in the back, and then you see the movie. It's wait, where's the character? you're missing something here. Hey, you kind of forgot to film that or something. It's like, no, they just didn't put it in. It's like, oh, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen the original X-Men movies. I don't know.
I mean, it's been 16 years since X-Men came out. That's a long time. I mean, actually, speaking of X-Men, I saw a thing on Facebook. There was a video where Alexander Shipp, who plays the new Storm, the younger Storm, she actually tried to get like advice from Halle Berry about how to imitate Storm from the original movies. She never got back to her, so she just had to do it her own way. She's like, yeah, I tried to get, I tried emailing Halle Berry about like doing a cool Storm impression. She never wrote back. I think I scared her because I think like she said something about like asking the wrong questions or something. It was like, yeah, you might not want to say that. It was really weird. It's like, what's your favorite joke? Do you learn that kind of thing? It's like, yeah, I'll probably be a little creepy. But hey, good advice. I mean, like I think it was Patrick Stewart who gave James McAvoy advice about playing Professor X in the new one. So.
Really quick, I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you need to remember, especially with like you and me, Tom, both being reviewers, I'm looking at Days of Future Past, and the audience, you guys need to remember, we're no experts. None of the critics are experts on movies. We've just seen a lot, and we really enjoy watching our movies and going all like that.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the percentage that X-Men is right now?
What is it?
Yeah.
You want to know?
Yeah, sure.
47%.
For Days of Future Past?
Wow.
No, X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh,
wow.
No.
The new one that's releasing tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah. Or today, since this is pre-recorded.
However, like I said,
yeah, but the time the episode comes out, it'll have come out today. So.
A lot of movies that have come out over the years have gotten like horrendous reviews by critics. I've seen a few, and I'm like, I don't like them. But at the same time, there are just as many ones that are said like flops, but turned out to be good.
Yeah.
As there are ones with people saying it's a terrific movie, but then turns out to be a flop.
Yeah.
So basically, to the audience right now, just be aware, but still have fun. I'm still going to see it if I have a chance. I really want to.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this movie, even with that review, with the percentage.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're still going to see what's going to happen, but
now,
I will admit that's kind of concerning.
Yeah. Another tangent. Actually, I was going to talk about. So, this is actually my opinion on the Avenger movies. So, the two Avenger movies that were directed by Joss Whedon, fantastic movies. Although I've got to say, I like the first one because it's the real pure sensitivity of team up. Because the moment you see Hulk roaring and all the you got Hawkeye getting his boat ready, you have Thor with his hammer, Black Widow cocking her gun, and they have Captain America with a shield. That was perfect. Although I have to say, I didn't like Captain America's uniform in the Avengers because it just didn't look right. Because it kind of like with the Flash, where you have the helmet that kind of like is part of the costume. I mean, they fixed it in Avengers Age of Ultron with the helmet, but I didn't like that costume. It just looked very kind of dolly and I mean, they got the feather right, but the Avengers was a really, really good movie. The quotes from that, when we find out that Bruce Banner's secret is to always be angry, and that's how he controls his rage. That was perfect. But I'm just saying, the Avengers was in my opinion better than Age of Ultron. What do you think?
About the movies or the costumes?
The movies themselves. And the costumes, of course.
One, I agree with the whole look with Captain America.
Yeah.
The first one, I didn't really like the the way that his helmet looked, but it was still good.
Yeah.
I think that the Avengers, for the most part, are very good films.
Yeah, they are.
The first one was my favorite for a long time. It's the only movie that I have seen. So my top 3 Marvel movies, like top 3 ever, besides Deadpool, I'll get to that why in a sec, because I just can't really rank that. It's so freaking amazing. My top movie, I have to say, is Civil War.
Yes.
That's because of the grand scope of it all, the way that it was handled, which is beautifully done.
Yeah.
Then it's the original Avengers film.
Yeah.
I remember all the hype leading up to it, and then when it finally came out, my dad and I, we saw that trailer together, and we were on the edges of our seats just watching it. Then we go to the theater and we watch it, and we're still on the edge of our seat when we're walking out of the theater. We were just like, oh my god, that was so amazing, and it still is. I gotta say, it surpasses Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron, while very good as well, I really like that one. I love the way that they handle Ultron still.
And I like
the original surpasses.
Like Captain America's uniform in that one. That was better than the first one.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But since we're on the Captain America outfit, I will say though that the outfit they had in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. That was crap.
That I love Winter Soldiers. I love the outfit they wore in Captain America Winter Soldier. I thought that one was just... Oh.
I guess you have different opinions on that then. Because I didn't like it. It didn't have enough red on the uniform, really.
Oh, I loved it. That's my favorite costume. Then my third favorite Marvel movie is The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
The Hulk has always been my 2 favorite Marvel characters, or comic book characters in general, have been the Hulk and Wolverine.
Yeah.
And the original Hulk movie with Eric Bana.
Yeah.
That one I was obsessed with when I was really
little. It was good, in my opinion.
Again, different thing of opinion on that one.
Yeah.
But I loved it as a kid, but then as soon as this one came out, I was like, oh my god, it's amazing and good.
It's Tony Stark. I mean, come on.
I mean, okay, you're talking about the original Incredible Hulk. Mutant dogs.
Yeah, but still. Take a huge giant rage monster versus mutant dogs. Who's gonna win, do you think?
I'd rather... So, basically the one with Eric Bana was giant mutant dogs.
Yeah.
A guy that has elements. And he got his radiation from his dad doing experiments? No, that...
Yeah. Although they showed it...
was messed up.
They showed it in this
one. A lot of the other comic book movies have had... origins.
Yeah.
They've always stayed true to the comics in the sense of it, and why it all happens in a lot of cases, but not always.
And like,
But The Incredible Hulk, that movie surpassed it. I love the scope of it. It had the perfect amount of grit. The actor who played Bruce Banner in it...
Edward Norton,
Edward Norton. He's one of my favorite actors. I love his stuff. I mean, his stuff in Fight Club as well is just amazing. That's one of my favorite movies. But honestly, I really wish that they had kept Edward Norton as the Hulk.
Yeah.
The Mark Ruffalo, he was terrific as the Hulk too. However, when they cast him instead of Eric Bana, or instead of Edward Norton, I was like, wrong guy.
Yeah.
But then again, Avengers surpassed. I'm like, okay.
And for me, like, I mean, for the Hulk from 2003, that one, I mean, I didn't hate it, but also it kind of felt boring, and, I mean, they gave us an origin story. Oh, he saves someone, and he gets the radiation poisoning on his body from a machine. That's cool. And then you have the Incredible Hulk from 2008. You don't really need an origin story, because you already know. I mean, it kind of feels like a spiritual successor to Hulk movie from Eric Bana. I mean, you don't need an origin story. You've already explained it back then. I mean, I like that. I mean, I did a whole review on that. Check it out. But it was pretty good. I mean, I like the fact that they bring back General Ross in Civil War, which we'll not talk about. But it just, you have all this cast. You have all these great cast members, like Liv Tyler. She was in Lord of the Rings. I mean, how can you get a cast like that? I mean, that's just awesome. I mean, Ed Norton is a great actor. He is. I've seen him in a couple of things. He's fantastic.
At the end of Incredible Hulk, when they had that thing with General Ross coming in, I was like, oh my God, he's going to be in Avengers. How are they going to work this?
Yeah.
He didn't show up in Avengers. What the? What? And I completely forgot about that until Civil War. I'm like, he's still the same prick. Got it.
And then for the Avengers, I think my favorite line.
The same prick? What?
General Ross, who's. So, Steve, do you know much about the Hulk?
Yeah, I've seen the 2004 movie and then the Incredible Hulk.
No, 2003.
No?
Remember General Ross?
Oh, that guy.
He was the guy who's like kind of investigating the Hulk.
He's in Civil War?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a little older in this one, but
back?
yeah.
About the same time, right?
I thought he'd never come back, actually.
I'm really glad that they did.
Yeah.
Because, like, I remember the first time they showed him, like, I remember at the very end of Hulk, they had this end credit scene, and then Tony Stark walked in.
Yeah.
And Ariadne Jr.
Yeah.
Ariadne Jr. And I was like, I wonder what they're going to do with him. Well, Tony I already knew, because I didn't see the after credit scene until after the original Iron Man came out.
Yeah.
But, General Ron, whatever, I was like,
Yeah, Ross.
I think
wonder how he's going to help out Tony.
I think my favorite line, and I think everyone's favorite line from the Avengers is when Captain America's giving everyone orders, and then he turns around and he says, "And Hulk," and he's like, "Yes," and he's like, "Smash!" Like, okay. He just jumps up and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yes."
Smash.
Okay. It's like, all right.
I will say though.
Yeah.
Something surpasses it.
Oh yeah.
What?
Loki.
Oh yeah. What, the scene where he's doing that? It's like you foul creature. I will be bullied by.
I am a god, you dog
creature, and I will not be bullied by.
Bam, bam. And then he just beats.
And to mention that, like, he's like. I mean, that's actually the only line that the Hulk utters in the entire movie is "Pretty God." I was like, why can't they put any more lines in that? "Pretty God" is the only line the Hulk ever utters in the entire movie. That's it.
You know, though, that, so a couple things. One, the whole lines with the actual Hulk. The Hulk never really talked in the original comics. He sometimes did, but very limited. And some of the later stuff, though, he and Bruce actually, like, had deals, like, as two different entities inhabiting the same body. They had struck deals and all this other stuff, like, Hulk will do all this, it'll go about normal and all that
And there's actually a theory about Thor Ragnarok is that they might have split personalities, but I don't know. Sounds like it's might not happen.
But, yeah, so I'm glad that, honestly, I'm fine with just that one line. I think that they used it perfectly.
Yeah.
Just perfectly. However, since we're on the Hulk and General Ross, do you know who the Red Hulk is?
Yes, he was, actually for Civil War, I read up on this, apparently, because General Ross is supposed to be also known as the Red Hulk. He's supposed to be like, I guess he has the same radiation as Hulk, and it just becomes a red version of Hulk. They were going to actually use that from the comics, but they never did, and just kept him as General Ross. But if that happened, that would have been awesome. Because if they had put Hulk, I mean, obviously Hulk wasn't in Civil War, but if they put Hulk in that movie, you see Hulk versus Red Hulk. That fight in a movie, live action movie, that would have been awesome. But as awesome as Abomination versus Hulk, but you know, still.
That would be cool, actually, somewhat.
It would, yeah.
Oh yeah. I really like the way that they handled these characters. I think that the way that they did Ross was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
He's still the same egotistical
He
asshole
just looks a little older,
that has no other
but, you know,
sense
about 8 years.
I'm really glad that they brought him back. I really like that character. I hate him, but I like him.
Yeah.
Baron Zemo as well.
Yeah.
Steve, I know that you haven't seen Civil War.
Yeah, I know. I really want to, trust me.
Yeah. I'm encouraging you, ultimately. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the whole villain and his original background.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that. So Baron Zemo in this one, he is like this guy that had a family and all this other stuff. However, in the comics,
Yeah.
Baron Zemo is an old-time Captain America villain. Like, he's like a Spaniard guy, either Spaniard or German. So basically, he's a sword dresses up in purple and has royal blood.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, he's like royalty and stuff like that. That's why he's called Baron Zemo.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Him, I think that they got right. I really hope that they bring him back for the rest of the stuff. I think that the way that he handled himself, I honestly, he reminded me a lot more Moriarty.
Yeah.
From
totally.
Sherlock Holmes movies. Yeah, I think that he was terrific. The actor who played him did a fantastic job. It was a really fun film.
Yeah. There's a meme going around on Facebook where it's like all these different characters and saying, what can I get you? And it has Zemo saying, mission report, December 16, 1991. It's like, okay.
I've seen so many.
You're never going to get it. You're never going to get the mission report.
I've seen so many memes that I was like, is that like a supernatural reference or something like that going on? But then, nope, I finally see it, and I finally see the movie, and he's asked that question for the first time, I'm like,
because no one wants to give him the mission report. It's like, go to hell. It's like, fuck you. Fuck off.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to tell you. Like, you're going to just, hopefully, like, destroy the world or something. It's like, but, yeah. Anyway.
But, yeah.
The, Age of Ultron, I noticed that, the costume, the uniform for Captain America, and also for Iron Man 2, also, like, for example, in Iron Man 2, the movie Iron Man 2, that's actually my favorite suit of armor, is the triangle, because you see a cameo of Captain America's shield in that. He uses that as a little, like, hold thing or something, but that's not actually my favorite armor, because it's triangle. That's just awesome.
Oh, yeah. I much prefer the triangle.
I mean, the fact they got rid of it is so stupid, but still.
Yeah, I wish they had kept that.
It was cool
triangle.
Because Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2.
Yeah, in Iron Man 2, when he had the triangle chest.
Oh, that, yeah.
I mean, they made it so it was like an helmet, and it was just like a triangle inside of the little circle thing.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like all circular. But I wish I had more of a triangle-like shape to it.
Yeah.
At least with the suits.
Yeah.
I wish they made it like that. But
because he made a new element, so.
But still, it was a lot of fun.
I even had Coulson helping him make it, but.
I'm really kicking myself for not seeing it. I really want to see it. I really do.
Iron Man 2?
No, not Iron Man 2. The new Civil War. Sorry.
Yeah. Right now we're talking about Iron Man 2.
Oh, really?
Iron Man 2 was one of my favorite movies in Phase 1 of Marvel.
No. No.
My favorite movie from Phase 1 has got to be the original Iron Man. That one was cool.
Oh, yeah, that one's just...
I think my favorite line from that is actually, Tony Stark built on a suit in a cave with a box of scrap. Like, I'm not Tony Stark. It's like, yeah.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a bunch of scrap.
That was awesome.
Sorry. I'm not going to start. So, really quick, Steve, you have seen Iron Man 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say this, and as you mentioned Iron Man 2, and I said so much.
Explain, please. I can get a little fight here. Argument.
Don't ask a reviewer about that movie. Alright, I love that they brought in War Machine. I thought War Machine was amazing in that film. I think that Whiplash was a good villain.
Yeah.
The way that they were handling it, I like that they introduced all these other characters.
Like Black Widow. You finally get a connection with the Avengers, which is perfect.
But still, I gotta say, the more I think about it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, it didn't really feel much like Iron Man. It didn't really feel... No, I'm getting confused between Iron Man 2 and 3. Iron Man 3 is the one that you don't want to get me started on.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2, yeah, it was good. I like that one. I wouldn't say favorite. Far from. It's got some issues with it.
Iron Man 3, I remember walking out of the theater just feeling kind of about it.
It was okay.
It was so good.
It was kind of sad because it was
Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, here's my thing.
It was sad.
The Mandarin, like the character. So you remember the camp that was holding Tony Stark in the first movie?
That was 10 Rings.
Yeah.
The 10 Rings.
Yeah.
That's the group that worships like the Mandarin. He has 10 magical rings on all, one on each of his 10 fingers.
Yeah.
That's who they were bringing in. That's who that one actor, that one amazing actor was playing. But that's
Service Battery.
The Mandarin is supposed to be the character that's like, he's supposed to be one of the most ruthless characters in Iron Man stuff. He is notorious for some of his work. He's a badass villain. But the mere fact that they scrapped it all like that, I mean, they scrapped it all, had like this huge, what? I'm not the Mandarin. What?
Yeah.
I'm not the Mandarin. That just was that. Okay, I understand plot twists, but that's just one of those twists where, like, if you build up a character, especially if you get a good actor, like the guy that portrayed him.
Yeah, I mean, he did a really good job. Like, he was truly menacing until they actually showed.
Service Battery.
And when I saw that in the theaters, I was like, I don't care about a good twist ending. I love twist endings. I think that they're fun, and if they're done right, they can be done beautifully. However, the way that they did it with Iron Man 3, it distracted everything from the whole movie. Everything else was decent for the most part. It had some meh parts here and there, so did Iron Man 2. But the mere fact that they had that just drop right there of an ending was like, oh my god, out of all this other build-up that they had to it, it wasn't a twist, it was a letdown. Just a letdown.
Because he looked really cool until, they revealed who he really was. It's kind of sad.
I did not like the way that they did, I didn't like the way that they did Iron Man 3.
Yeah, it wasn't that great, to be honest.
It had some good parts in it. I liked the concept of those, like, super-powered guys that they pop. After a while. I like that concept, however...
It doesn't feel like it belongs in Iron Man, really.
Exactly.
I mean, it would be great if it was like Avengers or something, or Thor or something like that. But Iron Man, out of all the other Avengers, it just didn't feel right to me. When they introduced that concept, when they showed that guy exploding at the cinema, spoiler alert. I was just like, what? This doesn't feel like Iron Man.
I did have the Mark 48 armor. That was pretty cool.
I mean, it was interesting, but it just didn't feel like Iron Man. It doesn't feel like something that could be in an Iron Man movie.
I really like the armor that they introduced in there.
48, yeah, that was pretty cool. Cool design.
I like the whole, like, everything was flying to him and stuff like that.
And then he just fell apart.
Precursor to Age of Ultron.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. I mean, Age of Ultron, I like the whole Captain America's shield thing where he pops onto his arm. That was awesome. that was perfect.
You're talking about Captain America 2 or Age of Ultron?
Age of Ultron, the armor, or the tech that Tony gives everyone for, especially Captain America's uniform in Age of Ultron. The whole shield thing that pops onto him, that was pretty cool. And Age of Ultron was a good movie, no doubt about that. Especially the Thor lifting hammer scene. That was an excellent favorite scene in that entire movie. Was that?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was so awesome.
The Mark Ruffalo trying to be all cool and stuff like that. Like, let's do it! And faking it. Wasn't convincing? No.
Not really.
No.
But Age of Ultron, good movie. I liked the first Avengers movie better than the second movie, but it was good. I mean, they set up a lot for like a reference to Infinity War. I mean, that's
love that they had Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
At least their version of Quicksilver.
Oh yeah, I like how they did that. That was interesting.
And you know they're actually Magneto's kids, right?
Yeah. And an X-Men Apocalypse that's actually in the trailer. You mentioned that.
So actually, fun fact, the reason why they're allowed to have Scarlet Witch in X-Men is because, or in,
Age of Ultron?
Yeah, in normal Marvel stuff with the whole, combination of different characters and stuff, was even though, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, they were X-Men based characters, they spent a lot of time, especially Scarlet Witch, with the Avengers mostly in the comics.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're allowed to have them. And I think that's part of the reason why they killed off Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Because,
it's been over a year, so.
That's why I think they did it. I think they did it because, X-Men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they still have one X-Men, one Quicksilver in one of the universes, at least.
Yeah, I love Quicksilver.
Although I have to say that they changed Scarlet Witch's look, from during Age of Ultron to the end of Age of Ultron. You have when Captain America does Avengers, and then you have all the Avengers, and then you have Scarlet Witch, who looks similar but way different. Like, I guess the makeup is gone or something, and she looks more beautiful or something. I don't know. She looks different in the very, very end. Like, it's different. Like, I guess maybe the lighting, something is different. And then in Civil War, she looks like she was in Age of Ultron. But at the end of Age of Ultron, she looks really different. It's really weird.
I didn't really see much of a difference at all.
Well, that's a catch. It's really weird. It's like maybe they removed the makeup or something. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense.
The best scene ever. Probably my favorite scene in all of these other Captain America and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk going on a rampage against Hulkbuster.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Awesome.
It's like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Civil War? What was that?
No, Avengers Age of Ultron, when Hulk is fighting Iron Man with the Hulkbuster armor. That was awesome.
Right. That was just amazing to see. That's my favorite fight of the whole thing. However, I'm curious, what did the Scarlet Witch show the Hulk? I mean, what exactly sent him into that? I mean, she showed all of his measures.
She showed him what he was really doing. Wait a second.
They didn't show him anything. Yeah. All she did was just his eyes were all red. But we never saw what made him go all insane.
Well, maybe it was the fact that, like, she's showing him who he really is, that he's just a monster who wants something about destruction.
But there's so many things to this other character. The more you think about it, the more you're like, what did she show?
Yeah. It's really interesting to think about that.
So what were those visions that she was showing them? Was it like just fuck with their minds or something?
I don't know.
Pretty much. So what the Scarlet Witch did in Age of Ultron, she showed basically all these other characters like their deepest desires. Like Thor, for example, she showed him time back on Asgard, going to a party, but then after that he started to go kind of depressing because Heimdall was like, you can't do this, you failed us all, and all this stuff. And he was going in, and
even though he says mighty, he still can't be.
Wait, so she's basically trying to drive them literally insane.
In Age of Ultron, not really insane, but distract them.
Yeah.
Distract them. Okay.
Of course, Hawkeye's like, no, that doesn't work on me. I had because it's a reference to the Avengers where he was possessed.
She's just showing them their deepest desires.
Deepest desires turn into their greatest fear.
It's basically showing them their greatest fear, and of course, like I said before, Hawkeye, he's like, nope, not gonna work. Okay.
For Captain America, they show. Okay.
So yeah, is there anything else we should talk about? Because I think we're almost at about an hour here. I'm trying to start putting these at an hour here. Sometimes longer, but anything else we should end on? Because Brandon, I think we probably should hit we have perfect scenario here.
I got something to do.
Yeah, I get it.
Not really that I can think of. I guess the flood. Basically, for the most part, all the Marvel movies are amazing. For the most part,
and,
all of them are.
I'd say the Avengers first one was the best out of all of them besides Civil War.
And I gotta say, okay, I'm gonna go there. Deadpool is probably my favorite Marvel movie, but for reasons that are just so bad.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. It's not an X-Men, but it takes place in the same universe. Deadpool is one of those movies that deserves its own little category.
Yeah, it does.
So, if you were to go like that, then if it was all the same thing, Deadpool would probably be my favorite, but because I kind of had to exclude from that, I gotta go with Civil War. I mean, just, oh my god, for two completely different reasons. It's impossible to
so many heroes, a big, huge cast. I mean, you got all these characters. It was amazing.
I did like the tension between Scarlet Witch and Vision.
That was that was hilarious.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yes, in the comics, apparently they have a thing going on. I don't know. It's really weird, but.
Well, he starts to somewhat. Oh, spoiler alert. But yeah, I really like that movie. I want to see it again.
Although what I don't really understand about Civil War, spoiler alert, is that Vision has a TV. Take your headphones off.
Me?
Yeah, take your headphones off.
If you guys are planning to see it, invite me, okay? If you guys are planning to see it,
take your headphones off. We're having a spoiler here.
Okay.
Okay, so what I don't really understand about Civil War is there's a part in the movie where Vision walks. Well, first he humorously walks through the wall. He's wearing a sweater and pants. What's with that?
I was also confused, but he's trying to fit in. You know, he's trying to be more human.
I know.
Because of the stuff between him and the Scarlet Witch. He wants to be more human for it, but it's really difficult to see. In the comics, they actually marry, but I think they actually get divorced because basically he's like, you know what, you're not quite human now. He doesn't really understand it for the most part.
Like, there's a scene in the movie where he's talking about that Mind Stone. He doesn't understand it. It's like, I mean, he is eventually going to die. I assume so, because otherwise, where's Thanos going to get the stone? He's going to have to kill him.
No idea.
So yeah,
we're going to have to find out.
Yeah, that's all I can really say on Civil War without spoiling it. Okay, Steven, you can put it back on. Okay.
So yeah, if you guys want to see Civil War again, take me with you. I want to see it. I really
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
I don't know at this point.
What?
I don't have. I'm kind of short on money. Maybe next month, but I don't know.
So yeah.
I need to have money for
I
stuff.
think that should about do it for this episode. It's just to let you know, it's pre-recorded, so X-Men Apocalypse will be out today as of the tomorrow, but like I release it tomorrow. I release it the next day, so by the time you hear this, it will be X-Men Apocalypse Day. So yeah. Anyway.
Basically, when you're listening to this, all their stats about the whole percentage is a little off.
Yeah.
But still, let us know in the comments below if you had watched Apocalypse before or after you saw this video. If you like this, if you like the movie or not, and tell us why.
Yeah.
Yes, spoil it. Really, I just want to see Tom's reaction when he comes over and slaps me in the
So yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Thank you for listening. Yeah. Another good comic book podcast. Yeah, if you like this, if you just keep listening to us every week, and we'll keep yapping and being all crazy at the same time, and yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye.